Hello viewers, welcome to my channel itechsolution. Today I discuss on server property, domain controller server property, and how to prepare the DC role in a 2003 server. The pre-requirement is IP settings, and next is DC promo command, and IP settings will be TCP IP4. This is say server IP. There will be a default gateway where router is exist. Then the router should be router IP should be given here, and if there is no default gateway, it is router does not exist, then DNS IP and router will be same. That is server IP will be the router IP and DNS IP, and the DNS IP is the server IP itself, because I want to give the DNS role also for the domain controller role. And then I again clear that the default gateway will be the server IP if there is no router. If router exists, then IP will be of the router IP. Okay. Next command is DC promo. Run window and DC domain controller promote and OK. A simple wizard will be followed, and to prepare the DC we have to keep the server CD in the CD drive or itech folder in a drive, because the software will be updated. The DC role will be updated from patches which are not readily available with the OS, and it is during the installation it is not activated install, so the CD is OS CD is required in the CD drive. So the steps will be click on next, and this is the steps wizard. OS system compatibility for this is server 2003 service pack 1, and this is click on next. And starting the domain controller, I have cleared that it is the first DC, so this is a new domain. That is this it will create a domain name. Next, there is a concept of forest where large amount of computers and users are there. There will be a forest, and there may be a different number of DCs. So now I created a new DC in the new forest. It is I have one forest and one DC, so it is okay. Next, now I give the DC name. Let's say that is the name is my domain .com. Click on next. It will give the NetBIOS name, that is which is resolved in the LAN discovery network, and by the name of the prefix of the domain name. So it will convert automatically. The NetBIOS name is as my domain, and full domain name is mydomain.com. So a little bit slow. Yes, it is my domain, which is the prefix that is NetBIOS name. Click on next. It will give the database log, Active Directory log path as this Windows and DDS, and click next. This is the system volume folder. This is like here, path is here. click next, and a password is required to unfold the AD history and AD database. If I want to remove the AD, then the password is required, and before it is asking for the DNS configuration. So yes, DNS will be configured automatically, so I will choose it as it is. And next is the version of 2000 and 2003 supporting by this OS. Yes, it is compatible, so click next, and I give a password here. It is also called recovery password for the AD services Active Directory, that is directory services restore mode password. Click next, and the summary is here, and click next. It will write the Active Directory schema and database where the users will be stored and created accordingly. During this time I have to say something for the DC. That is, this is the area where client users are kept and the server is acting as a main login server, and where many services can be provided to the client machine, and the client machine is delegated also for remote login from this server. This is done in the Active Directory users and computers field, where domain exists, and the domain is delegated at the client machines for remote login, and some policies also issued by the domain. So where Exchange is capable of routing messages with the help of Active Directory, where the IIS is capable of hosting many sites from this server, and many roles can be performed with this DC role. Hence this is most important role for a server. I pause it for a little while. Yes, it is it has done the preparation of Active Directory and DNS also, that is domain name system server, and now I have to complete this with the finish button, and it will restart for configuring the whole things in this OS. Thank you guys. This is all about creating a domain controller, and I have to restart to see this effects here. I will restart here. On restart, this shows the domain name, and the username is administrator, and I will give the password to login as domain, and it will generate the personal settings again as a domain. So it is domain environment. I minimize this or close it. Now I have to show you the user details and how the user is created in Active Directory. This is start, this is admin tools, and here these properties are of AD services, Active Directory users and computers. So Active Directory users and computers will give the domain name, and I create here one OU unit, that is new. This is OU organization unit. This is PLD, say suppose, and in this OU here plus sign is here the compact form. The PLD, I right click again here, and one user I will create here. This is ABC1, say this is user details, say, and the login name is say ABC, and I click next. I will provide password never expire here, and a password will be given as my common password. And next it will complete the user creation process. Finish. Second step is to delegate the user for remote login as a to treat as a client user. So I delegate the controls, and the user will ask for the users. The wizard will ask for the user. My user is ABC. Circuit is ABC. Yes, okay, it is selected, and then I click on this and next, and I delegate these all properties because I am not giving the restriction anyone. Here important is the delegation is join a computer to the domain. So click next. That is finishing the delegation. Now it is ready. The user will certainly log in from a remote client, and after connecting this domain and the domain name connectivity, the username and password will be as I have assigned to this ABC1 user. Login name is ABC. That is again check the account detail is here. This is the login name, and this is the property password never expires. Thank you guys. Please subscribe my channel itechsolution. I will giving you the next more few things about server and Exchange server. Thank you.